This is the Dinar Chronicle, where facts meet urgency and you stay one step ahead of every currency shift that matters. We begin today with breaking developments coming straight out of Iraq. News that has sent shockwaves through currency markets and revaluation watchers around the globe. If you're holding Iraqi dinar, stay locked in. Multiple sources now indicate that RV Day is not next month or next week, but tomorrow. After years of waiting, signaling, and speculation, the final window may be opening. This is not another rumor. It's a coordinated sequence of confirmations from key Iraqi financial institutions, international liaisons, and military-linked logistics operations involved in asset protection and monetary delivery. According to information tracked over the last 48 hours, officials within the Central Bank of Iraq held a closed-door session with the Parliamentary Finance Committee, during which final rate discussions were reportedly concluded. Several unconfirmed but credible sources have relayed that the revaluation rate to be released in Iraq will exceed early projections, potentially signaling a live international rate in the range of $3.80 to $4.25 per IQD. However, what truly caught global analysts off guard was the sudden shift in Iraq's internal digital infrastructure. Overnight, the core banking system underwent a scheduled blackout, confirmed by several Iraqi news channels and internal employee social media posts. This blackout was followed by a rapid push of banking software updates tied to the SWIFT integration process. That move alone would typically point toward preparations for a sovereign currency shift. But when combined with the synchronized response by several Tier 1 international banks, including HSBC, Standard Chartered, and even Chase, that have reportedly flagged certain IQD-related transactions for manual review since late last night, we are potentially looking at a live changeover operation being staged across multiple time zones. If true, this means not only is Iraq ready internally, but the international mechanisms needed to trade IQD globally are being aligned in real time. Meanwhile, reports from U.S. redemption centers suggest that personnel are now on standby status, with at least one location confirming they received their digital asset redemption protocols via encrypted email channels within the last 12 hours. Staff reportedly have been asked to remain within a 2-hour response window, a standard procedure used in active rollout environments. While these actions do not confirm a public release just yet, they follow protocols identical to those documented during the Kuwaiti dinar revaluation and the 2009 Vietnamese dong currency restructuring. Further elevating the sense of immediacy, a televised statement this morning by Iraq's Deputy Prime Minister of Economic Affairs confirmed that Iraq is entering a new monetary chapter, one that reflects its full economic sovereignty. Though the statement was carefully worded, regional analysts read between the lines, noting that such language historically precedes major shifts in national monetary policy. Additionally, the Iraqi Stock Exchange has suspended certain categories of trading for 48 hours without explanation, a move typically seen only in response to sudden systemic changes. The oil sector also appears to be involved in this acceleration. Overnight, a new export agreement between Iraq and 2 major EU countries was signed, locking in oil trades to be settled directly in dinar, not dollars. That detail, while largely missed by mainstream financial outlets, is monumental. Settling contracts in dinar would only make sense if the government is confident in the stability and purchasing power of its national currency, and that means a new rate is already on deck. Sources embedded in financial hubs in Dubai and Qatar also reported increased volatility in dinar-denominated assets being traded OTC, over-the-counter, in anticipation of tomorrow's projected rate activation. One well-placed banking contact in the UAE stated, "We've been warned by internal compliance teams to prepare for asset pricing recalibrations related to the IQD within the next 24 hours. This has never happened before." That same source later added that certain account types in high-net-worth client portfolios were temporarily frozen to prepare for incoming recalculations tied to currency class changes. We're also monitoring activity in U.S. Treasury circles. As of this hour, there is no official statement from the Federal Reserve or the Treasury Department. However, an internal memo from a contractor agency known to work closely with international monetary transitions referenced a synchronized foreign exchange rate update scheduled for late Eastern Time today. These updates are rare, timed precisely, and are typically only issued when major nations need to coordinate cross-border currency changes. Back inside Iraq, Local news stations have gone unusually quiet on matters related to the dinar. Several journalists have reported that certain keywords, including exchange rate and dinar shift, have been blacklisted by media censors under orders from Iraq's Ministry of Communications. This type of digital blackout is a known precursor to high-level monetary reform announcements in the region, intended to prevent speculative runs on currency before an official public rate is declared. On the military logistics side, airspace over portions of Baghdad and Basra has been restricted since early morning. That airspace lockdown coincides with new satellite footage showing increased convoy movement near key financial infrastructure hubs, including the central bank's gold reserves vault. Typically, this level of activity only occurs when physically transporting assets, either gold or large amounts of printed currency, under armored and military protection. Adding more heat to the moment, several global forex monitoring services have begun showing placeholder indicators on the IQD/USD pair. These placeholders do not represent tradable prices but act as early signals that the currency is being recalibrated behind the scenes. While speculative platforms may interpret these placeholders as rate reveals, in reality, they signal final testing phases before a new official rate is uploaded to global servers. To those who have been following this journey for years, through misinformation, delays, political interference, and disinformation, today marks a clear turning point. Unlike past windows filled with false hope, today's coordination between financial, governmental, and security institutions demonstrates a depth of preparation that cannot be ignored. Everything from swift integration, central bank readiness, redemption center activation, military escort of assets, and real-time compliance flagging at major banks supports the claim. The RV is no longer just coming. It may in fact be here. What does this mean for you, the individual holder of Iraqi Dinar? It means do not make any sudden moves until official announcements are made. Stay alert, check only verified sources, and be prepared with your documentation and redemption strategy. If you've prepared your paperwork, establish trust with an exchange institution, and understand the basic tax and reporting implications, then your readiness will allow you to move with clarity the moment the window opens. We expect that within the next 6 to 12 hours, the first credible confirmations will begin leaking from the international banking side. And if the placeholder testing completes on time, tomorrow morning could open with an official rate live on screens. Whether that rate is initially pegged at $3.71 or jumps straight to $5 or more is yet to be seen. But all indicators suggest that the era of speculation is over, and the era of redemption has begun.